I can't worry about what people think, Doctor.
No, you can't do that. All you can do is roll down the hill in the car and get yourself nearly killed. All right.
Truth teller, MD. Hello, I am Joel Sharpton, one half of the Articulate Coven Podcast, and this is our watch of episode 17 of Dark Shadows, the original supernatural soap opera.
There's no sound in Collinwood.
There's a bunch of ghosts in Collinwood. They make sound. There's crying men in the middle of the night. We know.
15 years.
Now, wait a minute. In the last episode, she had already climbed those stairs, and it was chiming the hour, not the chime at the hour. You could hear the ding, ding, ding. I love a grandfather clock, by the way. We have one, which is currently not functioning. Do you know how hard it is in 2024 to find someone in a small town who works on grandfather clocks, who will come to your place to work on the grandfather? That's the other thing. Like, I don't want to have to... God, it's so hard to move. I think moving it the last time is why it got broken, honestly. But anyway.
I didn't.
First of all, I think he is tormented by the idea that he might have caused his father's car accident. He didn't cause his father's car accident because it was the brakes. The brakes had been tampered with. But David don't know how to tamper with the brakes. And also, the piece that David had was a spark plug. I don't even know, like... Did he even take the spark plug out of the car? That's my thing. And did he find the spark plug? And he's like, I've stolen a piece of your car. I think we're going to find out that David thought he did something to his papa's car, but hadn't, in fact.
I didn't kill him.
No, Dad, David. You're fine. Good opening to the show, though. I'll give him that. And again, the kid is impressive as an actor. Especially, you think this is like 66 still. Like, what's this kid's influences? What's his exposure to acting lessons? Hey, we are going to get Roger this episode. Bandaged head or not? What do you think? I'm going to say yes. He's going to have like the classic wrap around his head. No. So no head wrap, but a nice bandage up there. Oh, and his arms wrapped too. God, they wrapped the arm instead of the head. That's how they got me.
How long do I have to wear this thing?
Oh, a day or two. Just want to ease up any sprain. You'll know when to take it off.
So it'll be next Monday, at least, in these episodes in order. It'll be 4 more episodes after this one. Them wearing the cast is my guess. Or not the cast, him wearing the wrap before he's back to normal. He'll probably take the head bandage off about that same time, too.
I tried to keep it on the road, but I couldn't make it when I got to that big curve about 100 miles from... 100 miles. It seemed like 100 miles. 100 feet from the bottom of the hill.
Good catch, Raj. I think that's the first time that somebody's flubbed a line like that and actually acknowledged it on camera. So again, people that watched this show growing up, and I know most of the people that watched it growing up weren't watching it live necessarily. They were watching it in reruns and things. But still, anybody in the comments that's been watching along with me here, what is the deal with these flubbed lines? Like, am I right in that they literally do not have time to take twice? I don't remember that kind of stuff from Days of Our Lives when I watched it. And I mean, it's been a long time since I watched Days of Our Lives. That was the only soap opera that I personally watched like day to day. I got so into Days of Our Lives for a while. They had some great storylines in the 90s, man. I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, let me know. But like, this happens in almost every episode. Somebody flubs a line and it just kills me. I'm like, you couldn't have taken that one back again? Were they shooting this thing like a play? They weren't filming it live, right? Like, I'm surely they weren't. There's costume changes and things sometimes. I don't think that's possible. But anyway, I am intrigued.
And then Malloy came along.
Yes, he told me. He was on his way up to the house. Huh?
Well, I was right. Like Malloy was on his way to the house instead of down, but like the ladies were in bed seemingly. Why would Malloy have been going? I don't know. Maybe Liz called a late night. I don't think so.
Malloy wasn't walking up that hill. He might have had another death.
What do you mean, another death?
I've seen that fellow I treated 10 years ago when you and Burke Devlin.
I had nothing to do with that.
Well. Seems like we know now what happened with Burke. Burke and Raj driving down the hill. One man don't make it up again. My goodness. Okay, so it was literally like vehicular manslaughter, probably, that he got charged with. That makes sense on why it would only be like 5 years with good behavior and whatnot, especially in 66. It was the ghost. Man, what is there's a French phrase for the call of the void, I think is what it translates to in English. But it's like the sensation that you get sometimes when you're on you're on the top of a building or something, and there's like that little part of your brain that's like, what if you just jumped off? I think like David's got a serious case of that. Ghost seizers are not.
Stay in here with me, please.
You couldn't get me out of here if you tried to. Now see if you can go back to sleep.
That is probably the most warm that Elizabeth Stoddard has been this entire show. I like it, though. I love that she cares this much about David. I do wonder what's she trying to redeem there. Like, feels like she's trying to make up for something.
You won't tell him about my nightmare, will you?
Not if you don't want me to. But there's nothing to be ashamed of, David. Even grown-ups have nightmares sometimes.
Yeah. I think, Liz, what he's talking about is the fact that he was saying, I didn't kill him. I didn't kill him. I didn't mean to kill him. So maybe he didn't do anything to the car. Maybe I'm wrong about that being a spark plug. But he did say to Victoria, I hope he dies, about Roger, about his father. So like, that's my deal, is he just feels guilty because like the last thing he thought before the accident was, oh, I hope he dies. Ooh, that soundtrack coming in tight right there, man. That little, I guess it's like strings. Sounds like maybe ba 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 ba. Very haunting. Very much spooky kid syndrome.
David, it was only a dream, believe me. Only a dream.
I don't
Man.
think I can sleep.
So I joke sometimes in the wide shots about the Vaseline camera that they're using to watch somebody go across a yard or something. But that's about 3 episodes in a row now where there has been a zooming in shot, and it's clear that the camera cannot keep up with the focus as they're doing it.
Well, why don't you put on your robe and we'll go downstairs and wait for your father and Mr. Malloy.
Waiting for Mr. Malloy. In a sport coat, he cleans up. He looks a lot more presentable than that trench coat that he showed up in the Blue Whale the first time.
I'm a freak around here. That's what I'm talking about. I open up. I tell people what I'm thinking.
I love the doctor. The doctor is like, hey, let's talk about that elephant that moved into the room.
I can't worry about what people think, Doctor.
No, you can't do that. All you can do is roll down the hill in a car and get yourself nearly killed. All right.
Truth teller, MD.
Well,
I went to the car.
yes, I know that. Did you find out what caused the accident?
Yeah. That's about what it looks like.
What's it called?
Bleeder valve. You know much about cars?
No fucking way. They are going to say that is a spark plug, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know anything about cars, but that is a spark plug. Oh, I love it. I love it. It was, in fact, our boy David. And Burke's going to hang for it.
I'll do that a dozen times. There's no fluid left at all. And no brakes.
Well, that's exactly what happened. The brakes were working fine until I got about halfway down the hill.
I cannot, folks, if you know better than me in the comments, and you can tell me that that is not a spark plug that they showed, and that's not a spark plug that David had, please do. Please tell me I'm wrong. I cannot believe, I guess they literally just assumed no one home in the middle of the day knew anything about cars. Goodness gracious.
Is it hard to remove?
All it takes is a couple of twists of a wrench or a pair of pliers.
Isn't that convenient that Burke was holding a wrench? I found this on the seat of the car.
I'm going to go to Burke and make him admit it himself.
What are you going to do? Beat it out of it with one arm?
You two still here? I told you to go home and get some rest.
There's nothing that can't wait until tomorrow.
Except babies. I got one right now. Just can't wait to get into this world. You think it's worth it?
I'll tell you tomorrow.
That is an excellent line, Roger. Well delivered, sir. Doctor making a house call to deliver that baby. All right. Tell me it's the middle of the night, the 20th century without telling me it's the middle of the 20th century. My dad was born in 47. My mom was born in 57. And my father was born at home. He was not born in a hospital. My mother was born in a hospital.
My father tells me 1690.
That's right. He landed right near here in Frenchman's Bay. And then he came to Collinsport.
Guess he couldn't sleep. Oh, no. They talked about that. They were going to go down and wait on his father and Mr. Malloy.
Aunt Elizabeth, did you hate your father?
Of course. I loved him very, very much.
How did you feel when he died?
Such a strange question.
Listen, Liz, put two and two together. It's not that strange. This kid was yelling, I didn't kill him, I didn't kill him, I didn't kill him. His father was in a very dangerous car accident, literally the same night that he was going, I didn't kill him, I didn't kill him, I didn't kill him. He wakes up, can't go back to sleep now, very, very worried. He's asking you, did you love your father? He's asking you, did you hate him? Not did you love him. You ask him, did you hate him? And he's asking him how you felt when he died.
Everything's going to work out for you. I know it will if you'll just be patient.
I am less convinced of that, David. I'm sorry to tell you.
I told you he wasn't badly hurt.
I don't want to see him. I don't want to see him.
You didn't want to kill him. You didn't want to kill him. Now you don't want to see him. You don't want to see him. All right. But it's not looking good for your alibi. Burke Devlin was at the whale the whole time.
Roger, are you really all right?
Nothing that a stiff drink will cure. How about you, Bill?
Wouldn't mind a short one.
I have said it once. I've said it at least twice. Roger Collins will never turn down a drink, will he?
You didn't tell me about his arm.
Didn't start to act up until we were on the way to the doctor.
No, it's just a sprain, Liz. It's kind of heroic, don't you think? Come on, let's see about that drink.
Heroic. Didn't want to see him. We'll stand creepily in the lobby and stare at the door that he's in. Yeah. I say lobby. I guess foyer is the word. Foyer.
A pretty good driver, Liz, but I couldn't make that last.
Hey, that's a good transition. Camera fade from David's face to Roger's. I like that. By the way, I think I'd said in a previous episode that Carolyn was the only blonde in the whole family, and that's wrong. Roger is a blonde.
What did the doctor say?
Oh, he said I'd live, and that's the whole sad story.
Not quite, Roger. You think Burke Devlin had anything to do with this?
What makes you ask that?
Why, Elizabeth, I'd never considered it.
She saw Burke in the garage looking at your car earlier this evening.
Why wouldn't you tell him before he left?
Pleasant dreams.
Guess I'll run along myself.
Sure you'll be all right?
Perfectly sure.
All right, then.
He's gonna get up to some mischief.
Well, Isaac, what would you do if somebody had tried to kill you?
Yeah, Roger's fine. Roger's gonna be fine.
Don't you think I should at least go out and talk to her about it?
Sure, talk to her, but wait until morning.
Good night, Bill. Thanks for everything.
Your counsel is no longer needed, sir. Creepy creepster who creeps. Here he come creeping. Oh, I like a scary look straight at the camera. He's like sad scary. Hanging out in the drawing room for our credits tonight. I like that episode a lot. First of all, Roger only had one episode off. And then he's back at it. Who's our doctor here? Let's see the doctor's credit name. Who we got? David Collins is David Hennessy. Yes, we know that. Dr. Reeves, Fred Stewart. I liked him a lot. He was great. It was like, y'all remember that elephant? Let's talk about it. It's right over there. All right. I'm super excited to see where this heads. If you are watching this on YouTube, don't forget that you can get the whole next week's batch of episodes. We'll be up into the 20s now. That's available on our Patreon, articulatecoven.com/join. $2 or more a month. Get you access to all of our stuff early and ad-free, and without all of the editing that YouTube requires. So there you go. Thanks for watching, and we'll be back with more like immediately. Go check out the next episode.